Alright guys, I'm in Todd's closed guard, and this particular technique we're going to work on is going to be a standing pass, and he's got really long legs and flexible. Causes me a lot of problems when I'm trying to pass. He's got a very strong guard. What I'm going to do in this case is neutralize that attribute that he has by tying his legs up from the standing position. Let's take a look at it as we go along. I'll talk about some of the rules that we follow passing the guard. And the first one is I obviously have to have posture. If I have bad posture, he's going to pull me in and break me down, and I start playing his game. So first thing I've got is strong posture. If I have trouble opening up his ankles because his legs are strong, long, whatever it is, then I've got some different techniques that we're going to look at later that help open up the guard. But in this case, it's going to be a standing pass, tying the legs up. Next step is you're going to find out that I'm neutralizing or controlling his hips, and I'm going to do that through 1, 2, 3, 4. The knees and the hips are going to be controlled, and then my fifth point of control after I pass his hips and I feel comfortable is going to be the head. That's very important to control the head, manipulate it, and turn his head in a respectable fashion so that it neutralizes his ability to move. And at a minimum, you're going to find out that he doesn't like the head being turned, and his movement is really inhibited, allowing me to pass his guard much easier. So I'm going to start a standing pass. The way I'm going to do it first is control his wrist here. I'm going to open up and step the same side foot up where I'm controlling the wrist, and that's going to help eliminate or minimize his ability to sweep me. So when I stand, I come up. I'm going to torque, stand up, open his guard. As soon as I feel it open, I don't want to just stand up and get out of this position. I'm really slowing down and keeping everything under control. And from here, I'm going to slide my hands back, keep my hips driving into him to neutralize his hips. I'm at a staggered stance. I'm not straight because I'm going to get swept otherwise. I'm here, driving the hips in, and I'm going to grab his feet. I'm going to grab his feet right here. I don't want to grab down here on the ankles, try to go ahead and just spin your ankles out. It's hard for me to control what's going on here. So, driving the hips in, I grab his feet and squeeze right here. Ready to start making my move, I tie up one of his legs with the other leg. And you can see, normally I'm going to be tighter and controlling, but you can see just this movement right here is eliminating his knees, and I'm starting to control his hips. I'll start turning him down on an angle, and that's going to eliminate that low, far hip. It's not a problem anymore. Controlling his legs. So when I come through, I'm immediately coming down into position to neutralize the near side hip. I've got 4 points of control right now. I feel like I'm starting to clear his hips for my pass. And now it's time for me to really start stapling this guy down, and I'm going to do that through the fifth point of control, and that's through his head. When I get to this point, just a side note here, you hear about the legs being strong. Don't try to pass by controlling just the legs and so on. He's really strong if his leg is out here. Try to push away with this leg. I can't stop that. When I get to here and tuck his foot into his leg, for him to just lift his foot out that way, it's very hard. Just lift your foot. He can't move. No power at all. It takes me nothing to control this position. So I get here, controlling the position. Now it's time for the head control. I grab a hold of his head at the chin. My shoulder comes into his neck for extra pressure. I kill the near arm. Push his hips away. I still have control of the foot. It's for him to regain control, he needs to turn his hips all the way around and escape this position, or try to spin out or roll out that way, and there's no way he's going to do it when I'm holding his foot here. So from here, when I'm ready to finish the guard pass, I'll come through, sit through, change in my base, and I get the guard pass.